Alexandria, Virginia is one of Northern Virginia's most popular suburbs, and today we're going to be showing you why that is. We're going to be going over the commute, metro accessibility, neighborhoods, lifestyles, shopping, dining, parks and recs, and everything in between. Whether you're a local, a tourist, or a longtime resident, there is something for you in this video. Okay, where is Alexandria specifically? If you look with me on the map here, unless you're a local, you probably not going to find it just off the top of your head. We are focused on the city portion of Alexandria, not the Fairfax County portion. So if you look north of 495, you've got it right there. Now, there is a lot of history with Alexandria. This city today is currently about 155,000 people, but it was originally founded, it was much more sparse. It was founded in 1749, and by 1789, it was actually ceded to start the 10 square mile district for the federal government. The very first boundary stone was actually laid in 1791 in Jones Point Park in Alexandria, and you can still walk up and see that yourself today. Now, by 1801, it was recognized by Congress, and in 1847, it was retroceded back to Virginia with portions of Arlington as well. So that's why DC originally had a diamond shape, and today it is just on the Maryland side of the Potomac River. So now we know where Alexandria is. Why do people tend to move here, right? What is so appealing about it, right? You want to be in the Virginia side of the river. You want to be close to DC. So if you're a federal government worker or anything like that, you want to be close to DC, but you want to be on the Virginia side. It's a fairly easy commute, which we'll talk about in a minute. You want a little bit more space than some other areas of Northern Virginia, namely, say like Arlington. You're going to find a little bit more space in Alexandria. And you just like to be around history because there is a ton of history in Alexandria. So getting into that. Your commute. What does your commute look like in Alexandria? Whether you're driving or taking the metro, say 15 to 30 minutes. It's fairly easy to get in. It is certainly congested though during rush hour times. If you're driving a car, you're just gonna have to suck that up. But there are ways to also bike in if that's your thing. Now, if you are taking the metro, there is a ton of metro accessibility for you. There are 5 metro stations in Alexandria, with others being nearby as well. So there is plenty of options there for metro accessibility, but there's also dash buses, metro buses. You've got the VRE if you're actually going to go to other parts of Virginia or come into Alexandria. That's the Virginia Rail Express. Very easy to get in and out using that as well. So there are a lot of public transportation options available for you. You do not need a vehicle if you are living in the city of Alexandria. You can get around just fine without it. But if you are going to commute to other parts of Virginia, you're going to go in and out of DC, you don't need it so much. But other parts of Virginia, you're going to want to have a car, in my opinion, because the rest of Virginia, outside of Alexandria and Arlington, which is nearby, it gets pretty open pretty quickly, and you're going to want to have a car for that section of Virginia. Hey guys, if you're getting any value of this video, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. It helps push it out to more people just like you. Okay, getting into the real estate in Alexandria. There are condos, there are townhouses, there are single family homes, no doubt. The majority of the housing inventory in the city of Alexandria is actually condos, with the median price point coming at $350,000. But I don't want you to say, oh, it's $350,000. It's a wide range in there. You've got some that are less, you've got some right at $400,000, and you've got some luxury ones in Old Town Alexandria that are in the $2 million range. Some in the $1 million range. There's even a lot of office to residential conversion going on in Alexandria right now, where there were older, dilapidated, Class B, Class C office buildings that people obviously or tenants weren't using anymore, and then they had permits done and they converted those into luxury condos. You're going to see that more in the North Old Town section or North Old Town neighborhood of Alexandria. There are townhouses available as well. About a third of the housing inventory in Alexandria is townhouses, coming the median price point there at $780,000, but there's a wide range of types of townhouses, right? If you're focusing in Old Town, you're gonna see mostly historic, so you're gonna be very restricted on what you can do on the exterior. You can do a lot to open up the interior to make it more modern for you. You're gonna have to watch out with some flooding areas as well. We've talked about that in some other videos. If you have specific zones you're concerned about, reach out to me directly. I can help you with those. And you've got single family homes with the median price point being just above $1 million, but there's a wide range there as well. If you're in Rosemont, good luck getting $1 million in that neighborhood. If you're in Northridge, you've got a better chance of that, even though they're fairly close. You're not gonna have super large lots either in Alexandria because it's a tighter area. So think quarter acre or less, more than likely for you if you're in the single family housing. But there is a wide range of housing available for you and in different neighborhoods. We've showcased some of these neighborhoods in other areas. So if you're focusing on condos, right, you could look towards Duke Street, off of King Street, further up towards 395. There's a lot of options for you there. You've got townhouses. You've got neighborhoods like Cameron Station, which is near Duke Street. That's a newer development, or newer, I should say, like the last 15 years. Those you're going to be in the sixes typically, maybe less than that if you're lucky. But that has a lot of walkability. It's got parks, playgrounds, pools, things like that available to you there. So it's kind of tucked in on its own. We haven't covered that in a video, but we will. We've got other neighborhoods like Delray that's fairly eclectic in Alexandria that has a mix of townhouses and single family homes. So there's just a lot of different neighborhoods available to you depending upon your specific lifestyle that you want to have. So feel free to reach out to me with questions about those. But just know that there's a lot of housing options available depending upon your lifestyle available to you in Alexandria at a bunch of different price points. Okay, getting into cost of living, right? What does it actually cost to live in Alexandria? On average, it's about 45% more expensive than the national average, but housing is the leading driver of that. It's double the national average. So the rest of it is a little bit higher than the national average, but not crazy in my opinion, right? Groceries are 12, 13% more expensive, but there's every type of grocery store here that you could think of, right? You've got your Safeway, your Giant, your Harris Teeter, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, those, as well as even Wegmans is in Alexandria now. So plenty of options there for you if that's your thing. And I personally, I don't notice the cost of milk or apples at a greater amount in Alexandria than other parts of town because I do go everywhere, it seems. So really, housing is a big cost of that, and then everything else is just a little bit more expensive here than the national average. So just, chalk that up for what it is. But on average, people here, the median household income is about $105,000. So you are drawing a higher salary, right? You've got large employers here and close by, right? You've got your Amazon, you've got the Patent Trademark Office in Old Town, you've got the federal government, which is everywhere, especially if you're commuting from Alexandria into DC. So it is a higher cost of living here, with housing being the biggest factor of that for you. Into the schools in Alexandria, Virginia. And now in this section, I rely completely on third-party information care of niche.com. They pull in a lot of publicly sourced data to come up with their own algorithm, their own ranking, but this is not anecdotal. These are not my opinions. Now they have their ranking of Alexandria schools as a B-, and I looked through their rankings. I could not find any schools ranked in A. That is lower than other areas we've covered like McLean, Arlington County, Falls Church, and Fairfax County. However, you need to do your own due diligence, your own homework into the schools, the curriculum, the tracks for your student, regardless of where it is you're gonna possibly move. So if you're looking at McLean or Arlington versus Alexandria, which we have videos covering those, you need to do your own homework no matter what when it comes to your student's education. Now, if you're looking at private schools, there are a few private schools available to you in Alexandria as well. There's St. Stephen's, St. Agnes, there's Bishop Ireton High School, as well as Episcopal High School. Those all have their own pluses and minuses to them, which we're not going to cover here, but just know those are private schools available to you in Alexandria versus the public school system. So feel free to reach out to me directly. We're going to have a link below as well if you're looking at public schools in Alexandria, so you can see the zoning maps and what schools would zone to possibly what neighborhoods you're considering moving to. But just know that you should be doing your own due diligence, your own homework when it comes to your student's education. Okay, getting something a little bit more fun, shopping and dining available to you in Alexandria. And I'll start where everybody thinks of, Old Town. Old Town is going to be very boutique-y, right? Very historic. You're going to have cobblestone streets. You're going to find one-of-one restaurant experiences, right? There are chain restaurants, of course, in Alexandria, but you're going to have to hunt for a McDonald's there. But if you want a unique Italian, right? Thai, Chinese, anything like that, there are a plethora of restaurants available up and down King Street, as well as shops available to you, and on the waterfront as well, right? One of the perks of going to Alexandria is a waterfront lifestyle available to you, and you have that in Old Town, especially when it comes to shopping and dining. There are even experiences like the Torpedo Factory, where it's a whole bunch of artists and residents, and you can go and shop and buy local art there, as well as hit up a restaurant and just have a really nice day. Now there are other areas of Old Town, or other areas of Alexandria I should say, that have more traditional shopping experiences, right? There's Potomac Yard, where you've got a Target, you've got grocery stores, you've got all your regular stores that you've become accustomed to in other parts of the country. There's also, you're not too far away, it's cheating a little bit, Tyson's Corner, which is just a huge mega mall. It's the largest shopping center in Northern Virginia. That's going to have everything that you can't find anywhere else, and then some. And they've even actually changed the local zoning there, where you can do a sip and stroll in Tyson, so you can actually have a drink in certain areas and walk around and continue your shopping experience, which is kind of nice, provided you do it responsibly. And in development on the west end of town. It used to be Landmark Mall, but this area is being under construction right now. It's under development for probably like the last 10 years, I would say. And it'll be anchored with actually a Nova Alexandria Hospital, which is putting in 2,000 more healthcare workers there. It's going to be a really large shopping experience. You're going to have 2 different retail areas, 2 different shopping areas. You're going to have parks, trails, a whole bunch of stuff going on the west side of town near 395. So there's a lot of shopping and dining immediately in Alexandria, as well as close by in Tyson's Corner. So you are not going to run out of things to do or see in Alexandria. All right, last but not least, parks and recs. Alexandria gets very high marks when it comes to its park system. 96% of residents in Alexandria live within a 10-minute walk to a park. It's pretty cool. Now, say parks aren't your thing, right? Say you're a golf person. Well, surprise, surprise, there are no golf courses in the city of Alexandria. But in Northern Virginia, available to you close by, there's over a dozen. Some are private, some are public, so you can, still golf without paying these super high initiation costs. But if a country club is your thing, there's going to be plenty nearby. Now, when it comes to dogs, say you're a dog person, right? You've got 6 fenced and a dozen unfenced open areas for dogs to run around and play. Say if you're like me, you don't have a dog, but you've got small kids, there are 35 playgrounds and tot lots available to you in the city of Alexandria, not counting the rest of the area. Trails are your thing. There's over 20 miles of trails in the city of Alexandria, not counting bike paths that go up and down the GW Parkway into the Fairfax County portion, all the way down to Mount Vernon, or you can go even into DC, hit the Capitol Crescent Trail, go all the way around. There's a lot available to you there, so you can stay fit and active. Say you like summer camps, things like that. There are 10 rec centers in Alexandria for you. Some have pools, some don't. All have a lot of activities. And one stat I never thought I would put out on this channel, but it is a thing, and I've had people reach out. There are 8 pickleball courts for you in Alexandria. So regardless of what it is that your interest level is, if you're trying to do something active and outdoors, you have a lot of options in Alexandria. Hey guys, I hope you found that information helpful about your possible move in, out, or around Alexandria. If you have any questions about your move, feel free to reach out to me directly. My info is below. If you want to do a little bit more homework on Alexandria, we have some more videos here for you. And until next time, I hope to see you around town.